421 subscribers, 16,100 views, and 655 watch hours. Hey, I'm Anne and welcome to my first video in my YouTube monetization journey series. I'm going to release these videos as soon as I'm done filming and editing it for each month so I could go through the performance and analytics for that month. So this is the February episode for the series. We'll sort of do a retro for the month, and retros are retrospective. It is what it sounds. We talk about the things that went well, the things that didn't go so well, and what we can do better. I want to do this series because yes, I do want to get monetized. And the long and short of it is that it takes 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in order to get accepted into the YouTube partner program. And this is where you could get revenue sharing with AdSense or Google Ads or whatever they call it now. Research does show that the average time it takes to get to monetization is somewhere between 15 to 24 months. I'm hoping to get monetized by June 2025, which is 3 months away. And why is that? It's because I started this channel on May 1st of 2024, last year. It was pretty much a throwaway channel where I can put my Speak to Camera Challenge videos. And if you want to learn more about those videos, I can put them somewhere in the frame, either here or here. So I kind of didn't intend to seriously grow this channel since I already had a very niche jigsaw puzzle channel that I started in 2022. So I stopped it and then I focused on a travel/adventure channel, and I realized that if you have like a travel channel, you kind of need to travel for it. And I just couldn't really keep up with that pace of travel in order to film enough content to be consistent for it. And I also found it kind of difficult for me to speak and film in public. On top of that, I am trying to be very cognizant of other people's privacies. And while that was going on, I started watching a lot of video essays, like tech channels and personal development, self-improvement type channels. And I started to get really drawn into that type of content. So I am creating this monetization journey series for what else? I mean, this channel was created for accountability to a challenge that I was doing, and I'm just gonna do that very same thing for the series. I'm going to use this for accountability. So why now? It wasn't until January 2025 of this year, which was 7 months since the May of 2024, that I decided that I wanted to do something with this channel. I have the travel channel where I could make content as I can, but that kind of shifted to doing it like as the fun channel and as a way for me to kind of preserve my memories with my family as I, go experience vacations and stuff like that with them. And so I want to use this channel to explore and learn new things. And part of that is because I do already have some headwinds with this channel. I got some subscribers and views from those challenge videos. And then there was a random video that I decided to just release about being addicted to video games, and I was pretty much complaining about wasting time on video games. So I was just basically complaining, and for some reason that video became viral for me relative to my other videos. And overall, that channel gave me 7.7 thousand views, and it's most of my watch hours at this time. So because of that, I just decided to just go with it and focus on growing this specific channel. I don't really have a niche right now, since I'm effectively restarting the channel. It's currently pretty broad, and I'm kind of exploring different types of content while I'm learning different things. And I'm probably going to keep exploring and seeing where this lands and what best resonates with me. So let's dive into the videos and talk about what went well and what didn't go well and what I can improve on. The first video was the Future Me video. I categorize that as a self-improvement / personal development type of video. I was not very happy with it. It was kind of bad. I got a new fancy camera. It was a Sony 6700, and I didn't really know how to use it properly. I got one of those giant umbrella lightings that I'm looking at right now, the lighting with the big umbrella diffuser, and I didn't know how to light a set well. At all. I edited it in DaVinci Resolve. There's a color grading tab, but I was just so overwhelmed with all of the options there. The only thing I really knew how to do was just move things and cut things in the timeline, because that's what I learned to do with all the travel videos. When you're filming in a studio with artificial lighting, it's kind of like a whole different beast, because like if I'm doing the travel videos, it's you know, nature and stuff like that. I didn't really have to worry too much about lighting. And at the same time, I didn't know enough about editing to get it in a state where I was happy with it. And I even created 3 thumbnails for it so that it could do the A/B testing. It's a feature in YouTube right now, and I do recommend that you do it if that option's available to you. What I found was that because it was fairly niche content, I just didn't get many views, so the test was kind of a wash anyways. So there were a lot of things wrong with that video, but that's okay. I learned a lot from it, especially the things I was missing, and especially the things I was doing very, very wrong with it. The next video is probably my favorite so far. It's sort of like the recap video on what happened after I did the 30-day Speak to Camera challenge. And I would also categorize this as another self-improvement, personal development type of video. And this time I prepared a lot for that video. I watched a crap ton of videos on the Sony a6700. I understood a lot better on how to use the functionalities of the camera. I thought the key lighting, which, you know, the main lighting pointing at me and the side lighting was pretty good. The thing I wasn't too happy about was the rim lighting, which was like the purple accent lighting on the side of my face. It was angled in such a way where it was kind of pointing at my teeth, and it made my teeth look purple. And it was just kind of driving me nuts. The editing for that video turned out really well because I finally learned basic color grading. And even the package, the title, thumbnail, and the description and all that stuff came together pretty well. Overall, that is the video that I'm most happy with right now. And after that last video, I actually started tracking the time that it took to get this video from ideation to release, like the whole package from soup to nuts, from A to Z. In total, it took 33 hours to complete. There were a lot of new things that I learned in making this video, so that kind of explains why it took so long. And the last video for the February recap, although it was technically posted in March 1st, which was yesterday, 99% of the work was done in February. So I still want to talk about it, but I'll probably also include this in the next recap as well, because it's a 2-day-old video. So, you know, we'll see what happens to it, right? It's the is it still worth learning to code with AI video. This definitely takes a step away from the personal development angle, since it fits very squarely in the tech niche. I did use the same exact camera settings as the previous video, but the lighting was very different. There was some natural lighting, but I also forgot to put the egg crate on the key light. You know, the egg crate, that's what this is right here. And so like the key light was just spilling like everywhere, and it didn't look really good. I tried to fix it as best I could in DaVinci Resolve, and I think it was good enough that I was, you know, it was salvageable. So I wasn't mad about it. The big screw up from that video, the big lesson that I learned, was actually the placement of my lav mic. Like the lav mic is the mic that I have right here. I don't know if you could see the blue dot. So sometimes you could hear as my hair was kind of like touching the mic, you could kind of hear pops and static occasionally. I was just so mad at myself. It was so annoying. As for the time it took to produce this video from 0 to 100, it was just a smidge under 26 hours of work. Now compare that to the 33 hours from the previous video. This was pretty good, but I do think once I get more familiar with the tools, once I get better at being able to use them, become more efficient, I will become faster at it. And you know, we're still learning after all, and it's okay. And at the time of this filming, again, we're on March 2nd, 2025, we have 412 views on that video, which is performing a lot better than the last 2 videos. A big thing I did with this video that wasn't quite captured in the hours of time that I tracked working on this video was that I was constantly thinking about the thumbnail and the title of this video. The thumbnail more than the title, obviously, because it's basically the marketing piece for the video. It's testing the thumbnails right now, and interestingly enough, my favorite one is winning. So I do think this video might do really well relative to the rest of my other videos, and it might actually be something I end up leaning into more in the future as we see how it performs. I do know that that I don't really have an interest in actually teaching people how to code. I do like learning about and talking about the tech industry because I am in my dream job right now as a software engineer, and you know, I live this. So those were the individual videos. And I do want to talk about the experience overall of what went well, what didn't go well, and what can be done better. What went well is that I learned a lot this month, and I see the evidence of my improvement, which is super duper encouraging. Like, of course, it ranges from the lighting, the filming, the editing, like everything. There's a very noticeable improvement in a lot of these areas that I was focusing on and that I was still learning. Another thing is that I think my thumbnails do look good, and I have I think a good grasp at creating attractive thumbnails. And if you're wondering, I am using Canva. I'm still on the free version, and it's like nearly perfect for creating thumbnails and stuff like that in a very quick and efficient manner, which I think will actually become perfect once I am on the paid version, but I decided that I won't subscribe until I actually am monetized on this channel. Now, what didn't go well? Overall, I think I could do much better with my time management. I do work a day job, and my second shift is as a content creator, unpaid content creator, and I don't have a ton of time to work on the videos after, 40 hours of work a week. Originally, I wanted to produce at least one video a week, but it's been really difficult to do that given how long it takes to make each video. And there definitely is a ramp-up cost to learning new things, which I'm not gonna beat myself over that much. But I am going to beat myself over the fact that I tend to be kind of perfectionist about the footage and the lighting and all that stuff. There's countless multitudes of things that I'm nitpicking myself on. A lot of that is also looking for B-roll, and I use B-roll basically to hide my sins. And I think cutting down on the editing time is a good low-hanging fruit to get to that point. And the next big thing I need to tackle is the sound quality and sound engineering and the equipment. I do have a fancy Rode mic. It's a boom mic. Like it's right here. I have it here, so I could set up a prop just to show you. I haven't actually used it. I tried to use it in some other videos, but it was just such a disaster because there's so many different options for it right now, and it's a complicated piece of equipment to me that I need to dedicate a little bit more time to learn how to use it. And lastly, although I mentioned that I'm mostly happy with the thumbnails that I make, I know I can do better. I want to put more time towards making the thumbnails, trying to figure out what makes a thumbnail more clickable and the psychology behind it and all of that. And of course, I've done a bit of this with the last video, the Should I Learn to Code video, and I am actually seeing the fruits of my time investment there. And I do believe thumbnails are one of those most important things about YouTube videos, especially if I want to get clicks and then ultimately the watch hours, which I think is much harder to get than the subscribers. So I need to give it the time that it deserves relative to like its level of importance. So yeah, it's these three things that I'm going to try to work on for this next month of March. I want to get over the imperfections in order to cut down the editing time that I put into trying to fix these things and make it perfect. I want to get better at sound, be it using the equipment. I'm looking at the Rode mic right now, or sound engineering, or editing sound, or whatever, or both. And then lastly, I want to get better at thumbnails. And I'm going to keep the list short because it's easier to focus on just like a short list. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it. The reason why I want to become monetized is because I've also been attempting to create video content for nearly 4 years at this point. So it kind of makes sense. This is something clearly that I want to do. And creating YouTube videos check so many boxes for me on a personal development and self-improvement type of level. It allows me to be creative and allows me to learn so many new things. But the best thing about it is that I do have a community of people who watch my videos or who are trying to do the same things that I'm doing, and I'm like connecting with them, and it's freaking awesome, man. Yeah, at this point, this is the end, and you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next month.